You know, I can't help but think that if Chuck Schumer had just kept his big, fat, stupid mouth shut, he probably could have gotten re-election. Like, I don't know. Like, honestly, genuinely, I don't know. But he completely shot himself in the foot with this one. How are you able to tell your constituents, your fans, your followers, for the past 2 years, for longer, but at least for the past 2 years, you know, we can't do anything because of the filibuster. It's all stuck because of the filibuster. We can't bring bills to the floor because of the filibuster. We don't have the 60-seat majority from the filibuster. It's all getting stuck because of the filibuster. Biden can't sign this bill into law because it got stuck in the filibuster because they're filibustering. They filibuster. No one knew what the word filibuster meant until it got used every single day. What was the other one? The parliamentarian in the House? Like, no one knew what these things were until they got used as an excuse for why nothing was getting done in the administration. But now that it's Trump's term, now that it's Trump's admin, like, wow, I did not realize he was right. He really is unifying the country. He managed to poach the majority Democrat leader. He managed to poach all of them, okay? Angus Cloud, Angus Cloud, Gary Peters, Dick Durbin, Brian Schatz, John Fetterman, Chuck Schumer, Kirsten Gillibrand, Maggie Hassan, Gian Shaheen, Catherine Cortez Masto. These are the definition of out of touch establishment Democrats. I'm gonna say it, it's the white women. They're ruining the Democratic Party. This and Alyssa Slotskin's response. This is not what we need. This is not the time. Different times call for different measures. Everyone that I'm showing on screen right now has been in politics for 20 plus years, except for Brian Schatz. Dick Durbin has been the Democratic whip for, I think, the past 20 years. John Fetterman is an absolute cuck and fucking went to Mar-a-Lago to have dinner with Donald Trump, so he's dead to me. Chuck Schumer has been in office since New York was red. I think he stole the seat from a Republican. Like, that's how long he's been in office. He watched George Bush. He watched Obama. He watched Trump term 1. And this is how he's responding to Trump term 2. How do we exist in the same reality? How? He grew up with Reagan too! How? Kirsten Gillibrand. This one she's really personal for me because I just voted for her. I just voted for you. And I feel betrayed. But I should have known because you know what Kirsten Gillibrand was doing for the past, I don't even know how long, has been raving about the ERA, the Equal Rights Amendment. We need to pass the Equal Rights Amendment. Did we get anywhere with that? No. That should have been my first indication that she was a failure, okay? We got a tweet from Joe Biden on his way out the door that now the ERA was law. That's it. That's what we got from that. Thank you, Kirsten Gillibrand. Maggie Hassan. I've never even heard of her. I'm pretty sure she's new. Yeah, since 2017. This lady is retiring this year. And this lady took her seat from the Democratic majority leader before Chuck Schumer, from Harry Reid. So it's just establishment Democrat after establishment Democrat. And I don't think that this is a hot take that the problem this past election was the establishment Democrats. Am I lagging? No, I am lagging. Oh well, sucks to suck. Okay. So is it a surprise that we have Democrats calling for AOC to run for Senate now? To replace Chuck Schumer? Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer has managed to do the impossible. Unite almost the entire left against him. Honestly, I don't like the accelerationist mindset. I don't like the idea that the only way to enact change is by something bad happening. But I do think that there is often a trigger that acts as a catalyst to things. All of these sentiments were already brewing before, okay? This wasn't just Chuck Schumer. This was also Nancy Pelosi snubbing AOC from the Judiciary Committee. This was also Hakeem Jeffries being put as the majority leader, but for some reason everyone still listens to Nancy Pelosi. This is all of the Kamala Harris campaign staffers that were saying that their polling showed that they were fine and that they did everything right by going to the legacy media outlets and whatever. This is the culmination of everything that we've been feeling since the election, which in short terms is just Democrats are out of touch. I think there is a sense of deep outrage and betrayal. Democrats are texting, calling, and sending carrier pigeons to get the Democratic base to rally against Schumer's plan to support the Republican bill. I love it. Carrier pigeons because these fuckers have no other forms of communication, I guess. I don't see them doing press conferences. I don't see them doing town halls. These two are in my state. They never do town halls. The contact is email or newsletter. Like, what are these options? We need a movement. We need, dare I say, a revolution. Again, I hate the accelerationist terms. I hate the accelerationist mindset. But I think we need a revolution movement. I think that that's what we should call it. I think that this should be a democratic response to the Tea Party movement. We need a Tea Party movement, okay? In 2008, Obama won the presidency. He had a majority in the House. He had a majority in the Senate. And what did Republicans do in response? They were so scared of the African American in office that was going to turn the nation socialist. Ooh. Even though Obama had nothing of the sort, but okay, sure, he's going to make the country socialist. So Republicans started primarying all of their moderate candidates. Every Republican that was in office that would have compromised with Obama basically got primaried. And we got this new wave of Republican. We got the Ted Cruzes, okay? We got the Marco Rubios. We got the foundation layers for Trumpism. But that was the Tea Party movement. That was the Tea Party Republicans. And it worked. And I think we should take a page from their book. And I think we need to primary all of the out of touch, I wouldn't say moderate, because some of these people could be seen as pretty far left, but they're just completely out of touch. Completely out of touch Democrats. These old farts need to get out of office. But similar to the Tea Party movement, okay, we don't want to do what happened with Christine O'Donnell. Christine O'Donnell, a Tea Party Republican that ran for Senate 3 times, notably after Joe Biden was chosen to be vice president. But she was too extreme for anyone, okay? When she primaried Mike Castle, I think, in 2010, O'Donnell got 250,000 from Fox News. Jeez. She basically got a huge amount of support from all of these Tea Party Republicans that really wanted her to win. And she got trapped in an echo chamber. She got trapped in an echo chamber of Republicans around her that told her that, you know, the country wanted this really extreme take, and she won the primary, and she lost the election. She lost the general election to... Who'd she lose to? Oh, Chris Coons. And she lost the seat to Chris Coons. I do think that we need a huge wave of new faces of Congress. Okay, there's a huge amount of Democrats that needs to be primaried, but I don't want to end up in a position similar to the Republicans, where we are putting all of the extremists out there because we think that they all sound really good and we think that they're going to do really well, and then it just ends up going to shit in the general election and we end up giving seats to the Republicans. I'm getting at AOC, okay? I love AOC. I would 100% love a Senator AOC. I worry though, because New York is not that blue of a state, okay? As much as people would like to call it a safe blue haven, it's really not that blue of a state. If you go like 5 miles outside the city in any direction, literally any direction, okay? You go north, it's upstate, all red. You go west, it's fucking Staten Island, red. You go east, Long Island, red. If you go anywhere outside of the city, it's red. So I don't know if AOC would do the best in a general election, but she would absolutely demolish a Democratic primary for sure. So if she runs, she would definitely win. I just don't know if she would win the general, which is probably why when she was asked about it, she didn't know for sure if she was going to run. My alternative, someone who I think would do phenomenal, because I think that whoever runs for Senate should be focused on housing, and housing primarily, and housing entirely, and housing solely. I think one of the biggest things, if not the biggest thing, for me, personally, is housing. I want to raise my kids in New York. I don't know where the fuck I'm going to buy a house. There's no housing available. There's no affordable housing. There's all of these bills and constructions that get caught up in construction and permits and get held up. They've been building an apartment complex down the street for like the past 5 years. It doesn't take that long to build an apartment complex. It really doesn't. Jumaine Williams is a self-described democratic socialist. So maybe he also wouldn't do the best in a general election, okay? But he came really close to being Kathy Hochul. Like, imagine an alternate pipeline. I just dropped my phone. Imagine an alternate pipeline where instead of having Kathy Hochul as the governor right now, we had Jumaine Williams. Oh, imagine the fights that would be had between the governor and between Donald Trump. Imagine all the pushback that we could give. He lost so narrowly too, okay? He lost by less than 7 points. But my best pick, my favorite, I think that this is just the most like palatable. I think he just makes the most sense, is Richie Torres. It's very textbook, you know, he's a Republican, he's a representative. He's a representative right now. His term's about to be over in 2021. He chaired on the Public Housing Committee, so again, affordable housing. I think that's the biggest thing for New Yorkers is affordable housing and housing. So he has that under his belt. He's able to, you know, present all of the legislation that he's helped introduce. I'm pretty sure he's sponsored. I think Richie Torres would be great as a senator if AOC didn't want to run. I think one of the only things probably that would be going against him is the fact that he is gay. I hope that wouldn't be going against him in New York, okay? But maybe, no, I definitely, not in New York, okay? Even our Republicans are still like libertarian as far as like social issues go. So I think that he would be safe. I think he would be fine. I think it would be good. Anyways, all that to say, let's have a revolution in the next 4 years. Yay!